You are listening to the Southwestern American Choral Directors Association Connections podcast, where we will interview choral directors, leaders, and movers and shakers within our region. I'm your host, Dr. Jeff Wall. We hope you enjoy these conversations. Please like and subscribe this YouTube channel for future content. Hello, everyone. Today we're going to hear from Professor Mary Biddlecombe. She's the director of the Vanderbilt Blair Academy and the artistic director of the Vanderbilt Youth Choirs, where she oversees 6 graded youth choirs. In addition to her work with the Blair Academy, she teaches collegiate courses in music ed and choral literature and conducts the Vanderbilt University Singers. There's lots more to read in her bio. I will, as always, put this down in the description of this video. I do encourage you to go down and see all of Professor Biddlecombe's accomplishments. And now I bring you Mary Biddlecombe. Okay, I'm here today with Mary, and thank you so much for carving out some time to join us today and to talk a little bit about yourself. Can you tell us a little bit about your backstory and maybe some musical upbringing?
Sure. I was born in Syracuse, New York, and that's where I spent my first 18 years. I got to sing with the Syracuse Children's Chorus with Barbara Tagg for about 10 years, and I had a wonderful high school choir directors, 2 high school choir directors, and I did theater growing up and all that kind of stuff. It was fantastic. Couldn't have asked for anything better. I was really inspired by Dr. Tagg when I was little, and I always said to myself, man, someday, if I could direct a children's choir, that would be really, really cool. And I love when stuff works out, that you get to actually do things like that. I went to the Crane School of Music, go Bears. And then I got to teach for a couple of years up in northern New York, in Tupper Lake, New York. And then I moved to Tallahassee, Florida, where I worked at the registrar's office at Florida State for a year. And then I taught elementary school in South Georgia. And then I did my master's at Florida State. And then I taught middle school in Tallahassee, taught high school in Tallahassee. Then we moved here to Nashville, Tennessee, where we've been at Vanderbilt University ever since.
That's beautiful. Okay. Do you have any others in your backstory that are influential figures for you?
Oh, sure. There's lots of them. Barbara Tagg she kind of started this whole thing with me. She was my inspiration to begin and follow this path. Dan Gordon was my undergraduate college professor who just, I don't know where I would have been without him showing me the way and letting me know where we go in choral land and how to be a teacher and how to be the best teacher that I could possibly be. I had Andre Thomas was one of my huge mentors at Florida State. We were in Tallahassee for 11 years, so we were there for a long time, and he got to put up with me for a really long time, and I'm always very grateful to him for putting up with me for such a long time out there. It's been really wonderful. I've had the extreme pleasure of working with a whole lot of people who have just molded me as a music educator and as a choral musician. And I'm very grateful to a lot of people for putting me on the path that I've been on.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. I'd like to try to give a nod to, those that have brought us up in our legacy a little bit sometimes. So yeah,
Absolutely.
thanks for sharing that. Tell us a little bit about your role for Southwestern ACDA and what you're going to be doing for us.
I am the youth treble choir director. I'm the children's choir director. So I get to work with some of our youngest friends in 4th through 6th grade, which is really, really exciting. I love working with this age group. They're so fun. It brings me a whole lot of joy. And I was actually judging in Florida with Jeff, and he was like, would you want to do something like this? And I was like, oh my gosh, that would be so amazing, because they're just so fun. 4th through 6th grade is just like, I'm so excited. I can't even stand it. I'm like bubbling in my chair even thinking about it.
That's beautiful. Yeah. I'm glad that you're on board doing that, because it takes a special person to work with that particular age group and with those particular choirs. And I'm really glad that that's one of your callings. So
yeah,
that's wonderful. Okay, so let's talk about a piece of music that you think best embodies your personality. And it doesn't have to be choral music; it can be anything.
So I have to say that this was the hardest question of all the questions that you sent us. I really had to think about this one, and I never really came up with an answer, but I just kept coming back to this one thing, and it kept making me laugh because it really does embody my personality, but I might embarrass myself by saying it out loud. But I'm going to do it anyways because that's just the way I work. When I was in kindergarten, I had a solo in the musical. And the song was called I Wish I Was a Fish. And so I'm going to sing it for you because I think it really does embody me really, really well. So there you go. It goes like this. I wish I was a fish, a swishing in the water. I do the things I wanted to and not the things I order. I wouldn't have to do my homework. I wouldn't have to clean my room. I wouldn't have to practice the piano half the afternoon. I wish I was a fish, a swish in the water. I do the things I wanted to and not the things I order.
That is awesome. Thank you for singing
Feel
for
free
us.
to edit that down if you'd like to.
No, I love it. I love it. No, we've got to give the full version there to anybody that wants to watch this video. Yeah, you win the award. No, you win the award for the most unique answer there, and also the award for the first person that actually has sung the piece of music they think is the best, embodies their personality.
On my piece of paper right here, I never actually wrote it down because I was I kept thinking that was the most ridiculous answer, but it seemed appropriate. So there you go.
I love it. I love it so much. You have no idea. Okay. Well, great. Well, let's see what then is your desert island choral piece. Maybe only one that you could have with you until you're saved.
So now that this one's a little more serious, but I could listen to Leah Garland by Pearsall all day, every day, and just never get tired of it. That's just desert island awesomeness. I had a colleague in grad school who conducted it on his master's recital, Carlton Kilpatrick, and he showed it to me, and I was like, yep, that's the one, and it's still there. It's still in my head.
Excellent. Yeah, classic answer. I love that. Okay, so maybe for your own choirs that you direct or honor choirs, but do you have a particular philosophy of programming?
Sure. For honor choirs, it's usually different because when I program for my own choirs, we I'm big into having themes because I love programming. It's one of my favorite things that I get to do. I usually tell my college students at Vanderbilt that's the cherry on top of when I'm getting ready for the school year. You're digging in really, really deep on all the other things. And then finally you reach this point and you're like, oh, I get to find music. And so I save it for the last possible second. So I love to have a theme to kind of challenge myself and see if I can come up with pieces that will at least generally tie into that theme. So my students really get a charge out of it too. So they'll try to figure out what my theme is based on the music that they're singing and see if they can figure it out. And I'm always curious if they can figure it out each semester. So this semester, I decided to do kind of an opposites theme. So which I'm really excited about. So my changing voiced guys are singing a piece called Time, where I hadn't heard of it until I found it this summer. And it's where you're running out of time, you're going fast and fast and fast and fast. And then I countered it with a piece called Slow Down, which has a jazz kind of feel to it with a little accompaniment behind it. So trying to find these opposites kind of situation. And so I'm having a lot of fun with that. I've got my middle schoolers are doing one that's doing Earth and stars. And just, so everybody's kind of have these little opposite things. So I like to challenge myself trying to find a theme in there. When I'm working with honor choirs, I like to try to find as much diverse repertoire as I can. I want these students to be able to sing something that was written, 300 years ago, and then contrast it with something that was written really recently, or another piece that might be in a different language that they might normally not be able to sing in, or another piece that's by a composer that I just think we need to celebrate absolutely with the most celebration we can possibly find. So I think it's important important that our students are really, really challenged and engaged by whatever we put in front of them, and especially in an honor choir situation. So that's my biggest thing, is I want them to love what they're singing and to be engaged by it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I'm going to steal your opposites theme there. It seems so simple, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. And now I'm like, because you get your first couple pieces, and now it's the challenge of like, can I find a couple more that challenge it a little bit more, and can we make it a little bit different while still being within the theme? Because sometimes, sometimes I stray really far, but I don't know, I'm excited.
And I love your philosophy for honor choirs too. That's I think absolutely the right thing to do, and the checks the box for the right answer.
Right. Yeah. I hope so.
You want the best experience for these students with the most diverse repertoire. So that's great. Okay. So what pointers might you have for an emerging choral leader then?
Oh, don't stop. Don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. There are days that are so hard. I mean, oh my goodness, especially as teachers and as educators and as folks that are working with kids and with students, just don't quit. Just keep going. There are days that are just, I know they're hard. They're hard. They're so hard. But don't quit. Talk to somebody. Call me. I'll pick up the phone. I swear to you, I will pick up the phone. Call me. I'll talk to you. You have a problem, you have issues, just call me. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you live. Call me up, send me an email, find me on socials. Let's chat. Let's talk. Let's find tools to be able to make it so that you can keep going, because you're going to change a life. You are absolutely going to change a life. Just don't give up. Keep working for those kids.
Yeah, that's great. It's a great answer. Yeah, same. Yeah, call me anytime too when you're starting to doubt yourself. Yeah, for sure. And we'll get to the end where we ask, how to find you and in all the places. But I did skip a question, so let's go back. How would you describe what a typical rehearsal might look like under your direction?
I move very fast. So I try to make it so that students don't have an opportunity to maybe find other things to do. So thus I move really fast, but never so fast that they don't have time to be able to, meet the person next to them. I think that is really, really important, that they have an opportunity to learn about these folks. Oh my goodness, they're coming from all over the southwestern United States to be able to sing in this honor choir. How cool. That is so cool. That is so cool that these students get to be able to do this, that they're going to be able to meet somebody from another place and another time. Like, this is a tangent, I'll go back, I swear. But when I was in high school, I went and I did a choral music experience, which was those red pieces of music that have CME on it. I did this in Illinois, and I met a girl when I was there. Her name was Charlotte, and we became pen pals. And she was from Florida and I was from New York. We became pen pals, and we have kept in touch ever since, because we met doing this honor choir. And I think that this stuff just becomes so completely, you can't describe stuff like this to people unless they do it. And I can't tell you how cool that is to be able to do something like that. So at any rate, going back to my rehearsals. So I move really, really fast. I have a tendency to start things without any talking. So if you're a teacher or a person that is going to be at the conference and wanting to figure out a time to come and watch the beginning of my rehearsal, just kind of to try to see if you can get some pointers for your own classrooms. I also really enjoy allowing students to have a little bit of ownership over the rehearsal process. So many times I will teach something, we'll learn a concept, and then I'll say to them, okay, you fix it. And then they immediately figure out a way to make that happen. They come back to me and they're better. I do that with my own students. I do that with honor choir students. It's something that they really take ownership of, and I'm excited to bring that to the Southwest region.
Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, I love that. And what you seem like a very high energy person, especially the age groups that you work with. So when you get into those moments where maybe you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, how do you relax? How do you fight burnout?
I do construction.
My eyebrows went up. Okay,
Yeah.
tell me more. Tell me more.
So my husband and I have refurbed 2 bathrooms and a kitchen and our deck. So where we go home, he's also a choir director. And when we are not doing conducting and teaching and musical things, we walk away completely and we get hammers and nails and screwdrivers and drills and go to town. So right now my husband's on sabbatical actually, and he just literally picked up his dad and they've started constructing our deck at our house. And so when I'm not here, I'm going to go home and change my clothes and I'm going to work on the deck.
Wow. Okay. That's very interesting to know. And if you get too stressed, I have you can come on over. I have a bathroom that's ready
All
for
set,
renovation.
ready to go.
Ready for renovation. That's right. Oh, okay. So let's get into this Accelerando round now, if you don't mind, and I'll throw a few questions your way. These are most of them unprepared, just kind of shoot from the hip. So the first one is, what's the worst job you've ever had outside of music?
Oh, goodness. I've been very lucky that I've not had a whole lot of them, but I did work at the Fashion Bug. And the place, it was a store that sold dresses and stuff like that. And that place always played the song Always by Bon Jovi. And so I would sit there singing it all the time while I'm folding shirts. I don't like that song anymore.
Okay. Well, that's something that gets in your head and stays there.
That's the problem. Yeah.
That's kind of something that triggers in my mind too. This is going to age me, but back when I was working for Blockbuster Music.
There you go. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, they would have things on loop,
Yes.
overhead, and it would just
my gosh.
incessantly drive you crazy because it would get stuck there for weeks.
And then you'd wonder like how many times you'd have to hear the same song on one shift.
Right.
Like you'd hear it and you'd be like, okay, there's one. Okay.
Absolutely.
Fold the shirt. Here it is again. Okay, two, fold the shirt.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I don't know. Maybe you find a rhythm in it. I don't know. It was kind of annoying in my ear, my musician ear. But what's your guilty pleasure? Bad food to eat?
Oh, ice cream. Totally.
What flavor? What flavor?
Jenny's. Usually you can't go wrong with Jenny's. So I usually go in there and I just grab one and eat it. I love ice cream. I love ice cream. It is oh gosh, I didn't eat breakfast. Now I'm, yeah.
Now you're hungry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean.
Now I'm going to have to go walk down and get myself a guilty pleasure for lunch.
Okay. Okay. Well, when you're enjoying, you can think of me there. Okay.
Awesome.
What did, let's see. What was it? What's my question? If you had any other job, if you had to do any other job besides being a musician of some kind, what do you think that would be?
I can't do anything else. I'm incapable. Everybody always asked me when I was in high school, what are you going to do? And I'm like, well, I'm going to teach music. And they said, well, no, you have to, what if that falls through? And I'm like, I can't do anything else. That's what I'm good at. That's what I'm going to do. And that's the only thing I've ever done.
Yeah. I feel similar. Yeah. I could do other things, but, I don't think I would ever be happy doing that. So,
right. No, this is what I want to do. I'm never going to change. Never.
I love that answer. Great. Okay. So what's the scariest moment in your life? Either that, or you can choose what's your biggest phobia.
Oh, so, I am terrified of snakes. And I really, really, really want to watch the Indiana Jones movies really bad. I want to know what they're all about, but I cannot watch them. I can't. I watched one of them over the summer because my husband went through and he watched the whole thing and wrote down where they all were so that he could fast forward them. So I missed a lot of the plot, but he's like, I can't do this with all of them, Mary. So I can't see any more of them because I'm that afraid of them.
That's funny. I'm actually connecting with you a little here because I had to introduce my daughters to it because the new Indiana Jones came out and I wanted to go to the theater with them to see it.
Right.
Of course, I had to give them all the originals because they didn't know who Indiana Jones was. They're
right.
10 and 8 years old. So right. I had to find all the scary parts where otherwise they would be
right. So. Just like me. I'm like the 10 and the 8-year-old.
There you go. I love it. That's great. But yeah, it was formidable memories from my childhood I wanted to share with them. So, hopefully it didn't scar them too bad. But
I'm sure they're fine.
okay, if you could have any four people on the proverbial choral Mount Rushmore, who would that be?
Oh, that was a really good question. I liked that one a lot. That was the only one you gave us beforehand, and I was like, that is awesome.
Right, takes a
So
little thought.
it does take a little thought because, like you're like, oh man, but like, there's this person, but there's this person. And then but I wanted to, because like you could put them, you could do it as like these people should be there, or these people I want there. Or could it be kind of a combination of all of those things? And so it was, I really enjoyed that conversation, that question. I would put Robert Shaw, because I can't imagine Robert Shaw not being on Mount Rushmore. He is just the human that has kind of begun all of this for us, I think, and we all kind of have trickled down from there. I know there was more before that, but he seems to have been kind of the person that kind of started this. And I just the amateur chorus is something that is just an amazing, amazing thing. And I love that we get to do that. And I think that without that, I don't know where we would be. I would also put Andre Thomas on there because he's, amazing. He's inspired me for a really, really, really long time. And he's inspired a whole lot of people to be just the best they can possibly be. And he should absolutely be up there. Anton Armstrong is also up there with him. It doesn't matter that they're best friends. They're also fantastic and totally different from each other. So I would absolutely put Anton up there. He is just awesome and amazing and a wonderful person. I had the honor of performing the Chichester Psalms and what was it? Oh, I think we did the Mozart Requiem. Oh, that's terrible. I don't remember what the other piece was, but we did it in Prague with Dr. Thomas and Dr. Armstrong, and it was life-changing. It was just absolutely incredible. I can't even tell you. I don't know why I can't remember the second piece right now, but the Chichester, when they brought in the boy soprano and we sang with like these Russian singers, and it was so cool. It was amazing. And I have to say that I would put Doreen Rao up there as my fourth person. She was a groundbreaking female in the land of choral music in a time when it was really difficult to be a female as a choral music educator. And I think that she really just found a way to at least crack that ceiling. And she just has to be up there for me. She's just an inspiration.
Yeah, those are great choices, and everybody has a little bit different idea for this question. So I'm really glad to know your ideas of who should be there. What is something that you spend way too much money on?
Ooh, let me think. So many things. Food, going out to dinner. Nashville's a really awesome foodie town, and I could go out to dinner at a different restaurant every night and never get bored.
Okay, that's a good answer. Yeah, we for whatever reason we don't cook as much here at home, so that resonates with me. I like to go out and eat and experience different things on the palate, so love it.
Yeah.
What is a secret talent aside from music, maybe, that most people would be surprised to learn about you?
Oh, I can show you that one too.
Oh, good. Hang on, make some noise because the screen went off of you here.
Oh, it's off of me. No. Okay, hold on. Here we go. And then we'll go to yeah, and then you can go. I'm multi-talented, really.
You are, and I know that the fourth or sixth honor choir is gonna just enjoy you.
Or they're gonna think I'm crazy, one or the other, and I'm totally
No,
cool
they're
with
gonna
it.
love your energy. No, they're gonna love your energy, and we all, as adult choral directors, are just children anyway, just in grown-up
Yes.
bodies.
I totally agree, which is why I can't imagine doing anything else.
Right. Right. So I enjoyed that too. Thank you. Um, if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Oh gosh. I would want flight so I can just get places. Like, so I don't have to like take the time to get places. I don't like taking time to get places. I just want to do it myself. I don't want to wait. I'm not a very patient person.
No, that's a common answer too, yeah, I like that answer too. That would get you there quicker, but also you save an airfare, maybe.
Right, right. I mean, maybe it's teleportation that would be a better one because
Okay,
then just
yeah.
get
So
there.
it's an immediate thing for you then.
Yeah, I want to just get there. But then again, I'd also like to be able to see what I'm flying over. I don't know, maybe it would be like a teleportic flight situation.
Okay, all
It's a
right.
new, it's a new thing.
It's a new superpower. I like
It's sweeping the nation.
it. Well, I don't know any superhero that has that. I mean, off the top of my head, maybe I'm missing it, but
Marvel,
it
I've
could
got
be
a
a
new
new one.
idea for you.
Yeah,
Right?
there you go. Okay, well, that's the end of this cello round. So congratulations, you've achieved tempo presto. What is let's get back into some choral music questions. So, what is another choral musician that you would maybe like to lift up?
I want to lift up my husband because that's my job. I think he's amazing. He is the director of choral activities here, and he also is the director of the Nashville Symphony Chorus. And I just think he is the greatest teacher I've ever met, ever. I would be honored to be a part of his choral ensembles. I don't get to be a part of his ensembles, but I would be honored to be able to do that because he is a teacher, he's an educator, and he makes it so that people understand what we do. And I just think that he is absolutely incredible. And I can say that both as a spouse and also as an educator and as a choral musician and as a person who just absolutely respects the snot out of that guy. So
Absolutely, great answer, and I think that's one you should say.
I-
Uh,
you know, I
yeah,
should say, but
maybe
also it's also just plain true.
if
So
it's true, and I've met him one time I think before. So we're talking about Tucker. So
yes. Oh, I didn't say his name.
yeah,
Tucker Biddlecombe is my person there that I would like to lift up.
yes, excellent. Okay, what goals might you have for next year, 2024, or this coming academic year? What are you looking forward to the most?
SWACDA. I'm totally jived about that. Like I'm so excited about that. I can't even tell you. And my students are singing Home Alone with the Nashville Symphony. I'm really excited about them being able to do that. They get to be the choir behind the orchestra while we watch the movie. It's totally fun. They really love it. We're traveling to Italy this summer. And so I'm excited to take my students to Italy to explore over there. I'm excited that the Children and Community Youth biannual conference is going to be here in Nashville in January. So I'm really excited to be able to host a national ACDA situation here in Nashville. So not that I'm hosting, but like my city is hosting this. Please don't put that on me. But like it's going to be great. And I'm excited that we're going to be able to be around for all of that. 2024 is a great year. I'm really excited about it.
Well, very cool. Well, we've kind of entered the end of the question round, and I'm not so good online. I'm not so good on Zoom. I much prefer in-person conversations. But you've made this conversation very easy for me, so thank you.
Oh, goodness. Thank you. Thanks so much for having me. This is great. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and hopefully, people get a kick out of getting to know our honor choir clinicians and those that are kind of working behind the scenes towards this conference. So I know they're going to get to know you better and love to know all the things about you. So thanks for joining me. Finally, what can people do to get in touch with you? Where can they find you? How can they connect? Email, social, those kinds of things.
All of the above. You can go to my email, mary.biddlecombe@vanderbilt.edu. I'll always respond there. You can also I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. Come find me. I'm happy to chat, happy to talk anytime, especially if you're a new teacher, or if you're a new person in this field, or if you're wanting to keep going, but you're not sure how, just call, just message me. I'm so happy to do anything I possibly can to help.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much again for joining us, carving out some time for us and letting us get to know you a little bit better. Is there anything that I didn't ask that maybe I've left out that you would like to tell our folks in the Southwestern region?
Have your kids audition. I'm so stoked to meet them. So stoked.
I'm sure they're going to be great, greatly appreciative of that, and want to register their kids. Those deadlines are coming up, so get your kids registered for this honor choir experience, and I think they're going to really enjoy it. So, okay, thanks so much for joining.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Bye.